Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I make these things. If you're going to a K-pop concert or any concert in general really, I think these are an awesome thing to bring if you are allowed to. Simply because it just makes you stand out. You're not just a face in the crowd, you're a face in the crowd with something to say. And Xolution in LA is on Valentine's Day, so here we go. I mean, you can really put whatever you want to say. This is kind of my standard when I'm lazy and I'm too lazy to be clever. Because it's simple, you get the message across. I mean, they could just glance at it from wherever they're standing and see what they say. Plus, they're Korean, so I think easily readable. You know, if you followed me for a while, you probably noticed that I kind of make one for every show, and I've kind of kept all of them. This one's my favorite because with this one, Key blew me a kiss, which unforgettable. But this one's kind of special because it has sparkly letters instead. But look, I put like the same message. I love you, Youngsu. If you can't read Korean, like I said, easy. Gets the message across. This is I love you, Suya. Happy 7th anniversary. BTS. This says 태영아 나랑 사귈래, which means Taeyong, will you go out with me? And if you're going to be bold and write in Korean, make sure you get that shit double check to Google everything. Ask a Korean friend because you don't want to fuck that up. And then this side just has little fun little things if you have multiple biases. But anyways, if you are curious how I made this one today, I will show you. It's really honestly not that hard. You're just gonna need some materials. I like black poster boards. They're just sturdier. They're not gonna bend or crinkle, although sometimes you may want that if you want to like roll it up, but I don't know. I personally just like it when they're firm. I got this from the 99-cent store. The other side is white, which is kind of a bummer, but I put a solution for that in the video, you'll see. I have this Jeremy Lin one. It's just a piece of paper, like flimsy AF, because the Staples Center kind of has strict rules, but you can put this in your bag. No one will question it, and you can just easily bring it out. It's not sus at all. I mean, and it's just literally a black poster, so if you don't want to be crazy and carrying around a big ass board, that's your other option. You will need some bright cardstock. While that front one isn't that bright, you're gonna want neon colors because they're gonna stand out in the dark, since most likely you'll be in a pit of people. You just want colors that are gonna show against the black. So when I was growing up, we always just wrote stuff on like white paper, but it's actually really smart because if you like hold up letters on a white background, the white's gonna stand out more, but when you put it on a black background, what's gonna stand out more is the letters, because the black's so muted, it's gonna blend in with the background, as opposed to the white against like the dark crowd, you're gonna see more of the white. So this is just more practical. Depending on how big your poster board is, if you want to downsize, you need a box cutter. You need scissors to cut your letters out, and then some type of glue, super glue, Gorilla Glue. I kind of prefer Gorilla Glue, and I'll go over that later, but doesn't matter. You could use Elmer's glue, but I just kind of prefer the industrial stuff, just in case the letters fall off, because that happened to me, and Wooyeon didn't know that I loved him, so whatever. A pencil and an eraser will do you good, because we're going to be writing out letters on the neon paper to cut and place on the big paper, and that's literally it. And also a black Sharpie, but I will go over that later. Okay, let's get started. Okay, now we're in fun, awkward voiceover mode. So, if you are going to want to cut your poster board, you're going to need a box cutter. Don't cut yourself. Just use a ruler to make a line so that it's straight, although it really doesn't matter because it's not like your bias or whatever is gonna come up to you and be like, why is your poster board crooked? Like, I see you. No, it's not gonna happen. But like, as you can see, the board I'm using actually has a weird like rectangle cut out of it because my dad needed it for a project or something. But easily remediable? I don't know what I'm saying. So I'm just duct taping all of the edges because I folded it in half. So that's how I was able to use both black sides because one of the sides was white. And now I am just going to cut out the letters of Jonghyun's name. So first I just sketch out the letters. When I first started doing this though, it really helped to open like Microsoft Word and just type it out and like look at different fonts just to see how letters look, because sometimes, I don't know, it's kind of difficult. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, doesn't need to be perfect. I like to use a ruler just to make sure my letters are all going to be the same size if I have to carry down to the bottom. And then when you're cutting it out, don't worry about cutting out the center yet. We're going to fix that later. I mean, unless you really want to, but I just think it's a pain to try to cut out like the inside of an E or an O, you know? So just cut out the main parts. And if you want to make it really easy on yourself, you can put like square letters on the very edge of the paper. Like you can just cut out eyes in the very corner and it's just like a rectangle, and it's just a lot easier on yourself. So I do the same thing with the other words. I don't know, I like to use a variation of colors just so it stands out more. Oh, and I'm using a heart on this one, so I literally just Google heart and trace out a picture of a heart, cut it out, simple and easy, because I don't really like to freehand hearts because sometimes they're crooked. So you like literally just make your life as easy as possible. So once you have all of that shit done, glue down the letters. I like to use Gorilla Glue or Super Glue. You can use a glue stick, as you see here, but I don't know, I just don't really trust it as much. So I go back in with the Gorilla Glue just to make sure those things don't fall off, because if you are going to be in the pit, it's going to be a little rough down there and your letters can fall off, so you just want to make sure these things are sturdy and reliable. Oh, so here I'm just drawing in the center of my O with a black Sharpie, so it's a much easier remedy as opposed to cutting out all those little things and making your paper wrinkly. You can see it on the Baekhyun sign a little better, see like how much time would have been wasted cutting letters out when you just fill it in. So yeah, that's literally it. Done. Here are the signs in the dark, just so you can kind of see why it's important to use neon colors, just so that it stands out more. I mean, it won't be this dark because there will be spotlights, but you should be okay. You want to see why glue is so important? Look at the poor Jay. So I went to Exolution yesterday, and Baekhyun did read my sign, and so did Jonghyun, and he side-eyed me because he kept noticing that I would keep flipping it depending on who was next to me, and I was just like, whoops, he knows my thoughty ways. It's fine. But you see why it's so cool to bring a sign? You just create a moment that you may not have had otherwise, you know? But if you do bring a sign, just make sure you are cautious of the people around you, because at Exolution yesterday, these girls would not put it down, and we were just like, literally, I get it, you know, because I brought my own. You want to create that moment, but it's just like you also have to have respect. So you can hold it up for like a few seconds when they're next to you, but if they walk away, put that shit down. Or if they're like mid-performance, they're not looking at you, like they're focusing on the dance. So yeah, just a side note, just make sure you're being respectful to others around you.